Hi. I'm here before you because you know about Roe, and literally, our lives are on the line. I said in 2020, there is no doubt this is an incredibly exciting election year in North Carolina. Well, now I have to modify my statement to say that our 2022 election is incredibly critical, especially as we fight to protect women's rights, our bodies, our health rights, including our right to have an abortion if needed. And this election is even bigger than this important issue. Women's right hero, and you know who she is, Gloria Steinem, has emphatically said that these rights are coupled with rights depending and defending our democracy, rights to privacy, rights for voting, LGBTQ rights, and all other aspects of human rights. My paper's sticking and my hands are shaking and my memory's gone.
We still love you. Elli!
Planned Parenthood of the South Atlantic works to address this urgent and real threat. You probably know of at least someone, perhaps a younger or older woman who has had to have an abortion. Or maybe like me, it was yourself. You probably heard about the 10-year-old girl, victim of rape, who would have been forced to give birth to a baby had she not traveled hundreds of miles out of state to get help from a doctor in Indiana. You probably have heard of the electeds, even here in our own state of North Carolina, who want to put the doctors and nurses who help us in jail. And if you can't think of who they are, Teddy is no bear, and little Michael is not big. Are you here to stand for yourself and the rest of us? Let me hear you. Yes! Well, good, because we need to stand together. We're powerful when we all vote. Right now in North Carolina, our Governor Cooper's veto is the only safeguard against the Republican extremists in the General Assembly. We have only a very slim margin of 5 to stop them from having a supermajority to overturn our governor's veto. To protect Governor Cooper's veto, we must protect our champion incumbents like our I will not yield, Mr. Speaker, Representative Deb Butler. And we must elect more North Carolina representatives. We must get out the vote and elect our other pro-reproductive health champions from Southeast North Carolina, like Marsha Morgan for the North Carolina Senate, and also Amy Block DeLoche and Eric Terashima for the legislature. We need them all. If we don't do this, North Carolina's Republican leadership already said the first thing they will do in January is to abolish women's and other reproductive rights and health.
Who's banning books?
Republicans are. Our reproductive health rights and more assaults on our democracy are up for grabs unless we vote and vote smart. I don't have to tell you that, and this group, that there are also some big federal races in play this year. There's the U.S. Senate race and making sure we elect North Carolina's own former Chief Justice Cherry Beasley to the Senate in D.C. And also, if you know people in states like Georgia, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, and yes, even Florida, we must help them elect their own pro-choice senators. So if you know people there, have families, turn them on to our Democratic candidates. And you know that given the extremist unsupreme 6, we can no longer count on the U.S. Supreme Court to protect women, our democracy, and human rights. So we must win here in court cases right here in North Carolina by electing every one of our Democratic judges on our North Carolina ballots, including a hero, Lucy Inman, to the North Carolina Supreme Court. So make sure you help people know that they have to elect all of our Democratic judges. So, you are here. Great. So you said, of course I will vote. Great. Some of you are already talking with friends and family to encourage them to vote for our Democratic candidates. Great. Some of you already are volunteering and or donating to candidates' campaigns. Great. But to help ensure that we can celebrate on November 9th, because we did everything possible we could on and before November 8th, we can and we must do more. Will you leave here and make a plan to do at least one more thing? You can choose to knock on doors, make calls, write postcards to voters, register voters, or take your friends to the polls. Your choice here will help protect your choice to govern what happens to your own body. A lot rests on our actions, not only directly for us here in North Carolina, but because we are the place, the stopping place, that people from restrictive states are coming to for care. In fact, you might have seen just last evening, CBS did a story about us here in North Carolina. Our Planned Parenthood clinics are helping all of us. We at Planned Parenthood South Atlantic are so grateful to be in this fight with y'all for the long haul. And in these next few weeks, please visit, and this is a website, you can Google it too, mobilize.us/PPAF to sign up to volunteer near you. So thank you for all you have done, all you are doing, and all you will do. We urge you to stand up, speak up, help up, vote up. Our very bodies and our lives depend on us all. So let me hear you. Will you stand up?
Yes!
Will you speak up?
Yes!
Will you help?
Yes!
Will you row your votes? What will we do? Row our votes. Row our votes. Forward, together, not one step back. Together, not one step back. VOTE. Vote, vote, vote.